Hello everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. And in this video, for the very first time, I'm gonna be talking about my own personal, true scary story. And this has to do with the reason why I had sleep paralysis to begin with. My very first video that I ever did when I started YouTube was on this particular subject. And I wanted to redo another one of the same thing, of this session that I had with this one woman who was a practicing witch, but for the side of good. She did a reading on me, and she helped me to fight off my attackers. I want you to hear the actual true session of this whole thing, just to let you know that I was a victim of ritual abuse, and I had vivid memories of it. And the perpetrators were someone in my family, which I can't elaborate right now. But they were part of a Masonic cult, which a cult that actually has been around for decades, possibly as early as the early 1900s. My family's generation of this particular secret society goes back to the 1930s. It's really hard for me to talk about this, but I feel that I have to, just to see if anybody else went through something like this as well. So for right now, I'm going to show you the actual reading, and then we'll get back, and then we'll talk about more. I'll talk about more, on what actually went on in these rituals. So here we go. Please understand that what you're about to hear is the actual recording of the session. It's not going to be in its entirety, just certain parts that has to do with my particular issue of this attack, the psychic attack, supernatural attack, however you want to call it. So bear with me, for this is actually true. You're free to think whatever you want. This is my actual story.
Dr. Peglini speaking. Hello. Perez, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to speak with you. When you receive your credit card statement, it will say Mystical Blend. May I have your date of birth, sir? How tall are you, sir?
5'6".
Okay. Dark hair, dark eyes?
Yeah, brown.
Okay.
Eyes.
Thank you. All right. Now, sir, are you getting a general reading with ritual and product?
Yes.
Okie doke. I just wanted to make sure, because he didn't have the combo here circled. Okay, what is your first question and how can I help you, honey? on your side, so you take all the time that you need.
Okay. Well, and I'm just wondering, because I did have a curse put on me by a family member to get me angry. And,
Was it ever taken off of you?
I believe it was when I did the ritual. I did it the way that it was instructed.
Oh, okay.
I'm just letting you know this happened a couple of years ago and it did work.
All right, so now maybe what you need, okay, is it, again, maybe not as drastic. So let's take a look at you and where you're at, and let's see if there's any residue or anything that may have been done to you since then. Hold on, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, let me tell you something, honey. That family member that originally cursed you is still around you.
Okay. In other words, they're continuing?
Yeah, yeah. In other words, you must have done something, or they may have found out something, but whatever they did, they reinstilled it in you. Because here's your fight card, here's your anger card, here's your heartache card, here's your burden card, and here's your strength and energy. So what they're trying to do is break you down. Okay, in other words, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. You're being broken down. So I know exactly what I'm going to have you do, darling, because I'll tell you, it is not the way it was a couple of years ago. Okay, and this very definitely can get better. But let me tell you something. Because this person is still around the family, you're going to have to, after you do this ritual, honey, and you get this off of you, you're going to have to, like maybe every 3 or 4 months, put a shield of protection up. Okay, or maybe do a different kind of ritual for prosperity, better business, or for harmony, or for, in other words, stay alert. This person doesn't want to get off of you, so you have to be in a defensive mode. In other words, you're not going to wave a magic wand and get rid of it all.
Yeah, I understand. Is there,
So every 4 or 5 months, if you see that you're in a cycle again where things are starting to go bad, understand you need another cleansing. You need to do what I call a rebellion. Okay, make it like a boomerang. Send it back to the sender.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that's going to stop them. That every time they reach out to touch you, something happens to them. And so eventually they're going to get the message and get off of you. But in the meantime, you got to work on yourself, because that's what they're doing. They're doing it emotionally. They're doing it physically, financially.
Yeah, with extreme malice, I think.
Oh, very much so, dear. I mean, you have a card here. You have the right to be concerned. Here's the fight card, I told you. Here's the burden card. Here's the heartache card. Here's the strength and energy. Here's the money. Jesus Christ, they're going after it. They want to break you.
And that's basically part of the session. It's not the whole thing in its entirety, because there's something else was talked about. But what this person did to me was the ultimate betrayal. I trusted this person. I didn't know this person was going to do this to me. I went through a lot of psychological and emotional abuse and anger because of this person. And she knows this person, and this person that helped me, Evelyn Peglini, she passed away. So I can't talk to her again. This person that cursed me, I don't talk to that person anymore. I can't trust anybody from my mother's side of the family. They were, there was a couple of other people involved, and they were part of this Masonic cult, and they were the reason why I ended up with sleep paralysis to begin with. The elves and goblins and all these type of evil looking, ugly looking fairy beings. They used to haunt me, which is not an issue anymore because of something else that happened. Um, if you really want to see, it's called How I Stopped My Sleep Paralysis or Ending Sleep Paralysis, my personal story. Those two videos I did when I first started. So if you go on to Dare to Speak, Sleep Paralysis, you'll find my two videos. How I Stopped My Sleep Paralysis, something like that. It was my very first one, which had part of the recording in this other session. So I strongly advise you to watch it, in order to get the actual background story of the whole thing. Because that was the very first one that I did when I first started. It really sucked what happened to me, and even though I'm over it now, I don't know if anybody who's ever got betrayed by a family member to the extent that they actually wanted you to suffer and draw out negative energy to try to kill you. Imagine a family member trying to fucking kill you supernaturally, and you didn't had no fucking clue whatsoever that this person was into that kind of thing, and you found out many years later this person was in your home around you and the family, and this fucking bullshit happened. Um, because I was a victim of ritual abuse. Some people call it's satanic ritual abuse, but it's not. It's not Satan. It's not the devil that they're worshiping. It's something else. Something that's not from this planet. That's what they were worshiping, and this specific Masonic cult is something that they were part of, and it goes back maybe 3, 4 generations or whatever. Even though I don't have any much trouble, I know that this person still wants to come after me if given half the chance. Hopefully that this blows over. Like I said, I can't trust anybody anymore from her family. So if you have any questions or comments, just please let me know, and hopefully, as you can understand and sympathize with me, because I know there's other people. I'm not the only one. There's other people out there that are in the same similar situation. So to all of you, I mean, this took a lot of nerve for me to do this. Take care.